Hey everyone, Michael Greenwood here. Yeah, so I just wanted to kind of spend a bit of my time helping people who need my help, really. And I think there's a bunch of people out there who are maybe feeling down, and you perhaps you're struggling to find work. Yeah, so you may be unemployed and you're struggling to find a job employment, or you're in business and you're struggling to find enough work. Now, my primary job in business is to generate leads for businesses, and they usually turn over at least 80 or 90K a month. So that's one of my target audiences. I help them to grow past that. I help them to have consistent over 100K months in the business, and grow to like 150K months and things like that, 200K months. And that's what I've been doing lately. I've had a lot of success with that. Um, but that might not be relatable for for a lot of people. So I wanted to create this video, a bit about my backstory, really, with how I've gone out and found work when I've had like no money, like no, like really, really like 30 pence in the bank or nothing in the bank, and all that kind of thing. So, um, and debt as well, like credit card debts and loans and all that kind of palaver. So I just wanted to let you know a story about perseverance, a story about thinking differently, with a mindset, and how you can get through things and be resilient, really. So going back 20 years ago, I had a job in a call center, and then I needed more money. Um, it wasn't paying enough money, so I needed a second job. So I wanted to go and find a second job, and I'd worked behind a bar. So I'd worked behind a bar, worked at Yates's Wine Lodge in Barnsley, my local town. So I'd worked there, and then I thought, right, well, I can do some bar work. Yeah, so I've got this call center job, and I can do some bar work as well. Um, and so I went to this bar in my local village, and I said, "Have you got any jobs?" And the bar person, the barman, he said, "No, no, sorry, mate, we haven't got any jobs. We're not advertising at the moment, that kind of thing." So I kind of hung around, and then there were who turned out to be the bar manager, Simon. I said, "Hi, mate, you got any jobs?" And then I added a bit. I'll work for free. I used to work at, a bar. I'm experienced. I just help you out for a night. You can see what I can do and stuff like that. And that were it. They interviewed me there and then, and set me on that week, and they paid me that night and as well. They didn't. There were no free work or anything like that. They paid me. So it just shows that if you're persistent, and if you don't kind of, there might be that first objection, or you might not even be speaking to the decision maker who is clued up on if they've got any jobs going or anything like that. But the other thing as well, it's not just about persistence, um, and it's not luck as well. So luck in anything, and finding work in business is about making sure that you're in the right place at the right time. Because I could have gone home and just watched some TV and just kind of done something else and not got that extra work. Um, but it's also that employers are always looking for good staff. This is what I found. Um, Employers are always looking for good staff, and they will find work for you because people leave. Sometimes they've got some staff who slack off and they need, extra staff and stuff like that. Staff go on sick, so they don't show up or whatever. So that they always, at least, even if they can't set you on there and then, like I got set on there and then, from just walking in with that interview, um, didn't even do an application form or anything like that. Um, or about how old are we? About 25 or something like that. I'm mid 40s now, so about 20 years ago, 20 25. It would have been back in 2004, 2005, I think. So maybe a bit. No, it won't actually. No, yeah. It were about two. It were about 2000 and it were about 2004 actually. 2003, 2004. Thinking about the timelines. As you get older, things you start to the years and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely 2003 to 2004. And the point is that if you speak to the right person, a decision maker, they've got the insights into if there's any jobs or anything like that, and you build a relationship with them. That's the key. Another thing is, I was watching a YouTuber the other day. He was doing a bit of van life. He's from London, and he was doing a bit of van life in like he go to Devon and stuff like that, Southampton, or kind of um, those kind of areas south. And he's now I've been watching his journey, and he's gone to Thailand now, and now he's doing some stuff in Thailand and building up his YouTube channel, stuff like that. Really interesting. He's got some good takeaways, and he said he kind of reinforced what I'm saying now, and I thought, oh, I can relate to that. That's pretty much what I did. He went for a job, about a 100K job actually in London, and it was something to do with mortgage finance or something to do with that, selling mortgage deals, I think. Um, and what he did is he did the application form, and then he went in and went to the uh, the front desk, the reception, and said, "Oh, can I speak to so and so?" And so wasn't available. But then the receptionist said, "Oh, the colleague's there though. He can come down and speak to you." So he ended up giving the CV to the recruiting manager's colleague, and then he handed it to that person, and then he got the job because he stood out. So standing out in a good way, in a professional way, and being proactive and showing that you're willing and stuff like that is another thing. So it just reinforces what I say. It's not just me who does it. If you're more proactive, more confident, and confidence and build self-esteem, confidence and self-esteem are built over time, and it's kind of like chicken or egg. But um, getting a job, just trust me, just stand out in some kind of way. Go and show up and meet somebody. Go in person rather than just these. These people will get loads of application forms coming through, and it's just a piece of paper or on screen. But if you're showing up and adding value in some kind of way, um, that's how you get along in business as well. So that's how you get along in business. If you're ever going for a job, and you're doing the application form, and then you see like somebody's phone number on there as part of the company, then what you can do as well is give them a call, ask them some questions about the application before you submit it, that kind of thing. So you find out a bit about them, and find out about the company as well. Find out about the company. It's a good investment, and then you'll probably find we have something in business. We call it a Dream 100 list, where you're kind of going deeper. You're doing a deeper dive on fewer, so it's quality kind of outreach. So you're just going for like 100 um, companies, and you're doing multiple touch points, and you're ending up with like a Google sheet with you've got the LinkedIn, you've got the Facebook, you've got the Twitter or X these days. Um, you might go and visit them if you're going to be in. You go and visit a bunch of them. You're going to be in the area, that kind of thing. So you plan a trip. You ask if they're going to be in, that kind of thing, and you send them an email. You do a call. You do a bunch of calls, to get past the gatekeeper, and eventually you make an impression in the mind. So look, no matter where you live, I grew up in a small village, and there weren't that much opportunity. There wasn't the internet when I was younger, the internet really it wasn't like it was now. So you got so many opportunities. I know you get more competition with that, and there's AI, and there's all these kind of things. But if you just add value, if you just um, find something that you are good at, and then something that you want to do, something that you're kind of naturally good at, um, then keep working on that. Keep improving by 1% as well. So you're working on yourself, you're working on your attitude, you're working on your problem solving skills, your critical thinking skills, you're working on your communication skills, you're perhaps working on your leadership skills, uh, and your management skills and things like that, depend on if you want to be a manager or whatever. Um, and then just go for it. Just set your mind to it. And then another thing is smile. So smile. You're gonna get there. Don't be if you think you're not gonna get a job, then you're not gonna get a job because whatever you put your mind to comes true. Whatever you focus on, that's where your energy goes. So if you believe that something's going to happen, it is going to happen. If you focus on the positives, so spend every day being grateful. I'm a great communicator. I'm a nice person to be around. I can solve problems. I add a lot of value to companies, and you'll get a job. You'll get a job. You'll get a job sooner than you think. You might not. Let's say you want to be a doctor and you're not a qualified doctor. You're not going to get a doctor's job next week. But if you want to be a doctor, do your training. Put your mind to that, and you might need to get some other jobs in the meantime. To fund your studies or whatever. Or if you want to, um, whatever you want to do, you want to be a salesperson, you want to be a marketer, whatever you want to do, just study hard, be around the right people, with a good attitude, a good mindset, and you'll get there. Yep. So I hope this has been useful. I'm Michael Greenwood. Drop me a comment if this has helped you, and like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.